Hey, everybody, welcome to My Chamber TV. This is the Tarpon Springs edition. And you know what, Gene, you have done it once again. I looked at the list of everything coming up, and man, you have knocked it out of the park. And
Well, it makes it easy when I've got great members.
you do. And you do have great members, and they're engaging. And I cannot wait, especially the diabetes guys. I cannot wait to hear that interview. But here's something that's going to be a little bit different today. Today, because I was out late last night and working, and
And he really, really was out
I
working.
was. And it wasn't drinking, it was working. And I don't have much of a voice. And I know getting through these next couple of this segment, and then we'll do the one at the NB&U. But there's no way I'd be able to do a whole show. I just know that for a fact.
So if I mess up, please bear with me. But
but anyway, so I am going to be the interview on this one, right? So because we had a cancellation last minute, so I decided, all right, I'll step in. I think I did this last month too, so I'm stepping in.
months
So
ago.
you get to interview me for a little bit at least. Not, we're not going to go absolutely crazy or anything there, but if you got questions, now's the time to ask me the questions.
Well, the thing with Area 52 that I get a question on all the time is, what all do you do? Because it's not just Chamber TV. There's other segments that are really super.
So at one point in time, we were 22 shows a week. And that's when I was a much bigger crew. We were really rolling, and we were moving and grooving. We were a different company back then. But now we've really slimmed down. We're probably about 10, 11 shows a week.
Okay.
And a lot of those shows are actually my shows. That I host. Like I have Open for Business, and then I have Focus on Business. But then we have we have My Chamber TV. Everybody says Chamber TV. It's My Chamber TV. And I did that when they go, "Hey, where are you going?" I'm going to be on My Chamber TV today. It's an ownership thing. That's why I named it that way, right?
I love it.
And then we do. Then I have Clara Rose, who is Clara Rose used to. She's a writer, and she helps people produce their own books. Not only does she help them do it, she'll ghostwrite for them as well. But she will walk you through the process if you want to do it yourself, which is kind of nice. And she helps edit and all that kind of fun stuff.
Neat.
Then we have Nerd Quest, which is used to be Nerd Talk a long time ago, so now it's Nerd Quest.
And I have my nerd card.
You have your nerd card. You belong to the nerdosphere. That is correct. Then we have Hope in the Light of Suicide. Which is a show that I'm really looking for. I need somebody to step up and be a sponsor for that show, because it's a great. People don't want to talk about suicide.
I know,
and people need to talk
frightening.
about suicide, right? It's kind of a big deal. And so that's a great show. She has some great stuff on. Matter of fact, and then I have a show called I Stand Corrected, which is sponsored by Tarpon Springs, Total Tarpon Health in Tarpon Springs by Dr. John Huey.
Okay.
It's and Angel Camanzula. She does a great show, and they bring in business people. It's kind of like my Open for Business, except for it's kind of in their world, right?
Okay. So their world is huge.
It is a lot. It is a very big deal. And then we have see what else we have. We have Prime Time, which is Barbara when her and Doc can actually get into the show. And I know I'm forgetting shows now. So
the business segments.
Yeah,
I have learned so much on those, because oftentimes when I'm inputting for you all of the stuff that I've got coming up for My Chamber TV, I will have on whatever's live at that time.
Yep.
And I can still remember when I first got hooked on that, there was someone talking about reverse mortgages.
Oh yeah, it was Michael Banner. Yep.
Okay. And he was talking about reverse mortgages, and it was background noise, and then suddenly I'm paying attention to it. I ended up leaving it on for the entire hour because I was well finished with putting in for My Chamber TV stuff, but I'm listening to this as I'm doing some other work. I now will turn it on if I've got paperwork to do or things, turn it on through my area52tv.com and listen to whoever is the business at that time.
Right.
Because even though it's an hour conversation. It's not something you have to sit there and watch the plot.
No,
It's great
it's
information.
like, so on Monday mornings at 11 a.m. We actually have a couple of shows that are absolutely live. So we do Tech Shamans. That's me and Adam Miles from AMS Computers,
And
right?
what's it called?
Tech Shamans.
Tech
And what we do
Shamans.
is we talk about, we could get deep, which we don't do because we've decided that people don't need, we can sit and go deep on stuff and then we're just going to lose people. So what we do is we go pull the headlines from the week before
Okay.
and talk about what's going on. You know, here lately, we've been talking about a ton of AI.
Right.
AI has been a big thing, but you know, and you know, the one thing I always keep saying is if you're afraid of AI, work better than AI.
All right. I'm a little afraid of AI.
Why?
So we'll have another conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show unto itself. But you know, all these screenwriters and all that kind of stuff. Well, I don't want to be replaced, by AI. Well, then write better than AI.
Okay.
AI is only at a 9th, 10th grade level.
And people don't understand it yet.
They don't.
It's just frightening because
it's not going to replace anybody. It can only be as smart as the people that are programming it. And actually, that's really not even that smart. So, but if you're afraid of AI, losing your job to AI, then be better than the AI. And I say that to anybody. If you're worried about someone new coming into your business and you're afraid that they're going to replace you, well, work harder than them, work better than them, be better than that person, so you'll never be replaced. If you're going to be one of these quiet quitters, or you're just going to be I'm just going to do enough, well, then you're going to get
probably going to get replaced.
Yeah, and probably a monkey can replace you at that point in time.
Well, yes,
I'm just saying.
I get it. I get it. I think people with AI don't understand to what level it is. They think immediately to something well beyond where it is at this point.
It's not.
So
it's not. It's nowhere near.
So what you do a lot of charitable stuff too.
We do a lot of like Hope in the Light of Suicide. That's our charity. That's our big charity that we get behind. But the new charity for us this year has been the Warrior 321. That is the human trafficking.
Okay.
I couldn't be more behind something than I am. That is my thing.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we don't have that much time, but real quick, they're trying to help stop human trafficking, right? So you have a triangle. You have the buyers, the seller, you have the buyers, and then you have the people that are trafficking, and then you have the people that actually buy the kids and buy the women and buy the boys. And it's not just a woman thing. This is the whole thing, right? And the whole goal is to shut down the people that are buying. And unfortunately, the people that are buying are the middle-aged, wealthy white guys.
Wow.
Yeah. So and I mean, when I tell you it runs deep into the government, it runs deep into the wealthy, and because you'll always the traffickers will always be there. You can always find the people to be trafficked, but if you stop the buying, then you will stop everything. Period.
And how does somebody find out more about that?
Warrior321.com, I think is what it is.
Warrior321.com.
Yeah, it's a great thing. And there's more. We've done shows on it. We have so many shows on it. So, but anyway, that's what we do. I love charities. I love helping the community out. I can't do it for free, but I'll make it where they can actually afford it and get a lot of traffic out of it and get a lot of work out of it. So
even my people with My Chamber TV, I mean, when they buy their segment, they're saying, "I can't believe you can do." Well,
right.
you're doing it at cost.
We had people coming in today that already told me that like we've never seen anything like this. So, but anyway, we only got like 9 seconds left. So look, everybody, stick around. Yep. Jean's going to take good care of you. She's going to be done, and I'll see you back at the end of the show. We'll be right back after these.
Welcome back, everybody, for our new guest here on Chamber TV. I have Carrie-Ann Ramsey, who is with Gulf Range Netting. One of the things that I learned when I was looking at your website, and also one of our new members, so I was absolutely taking a look at what do you do. I thought, okay, golf, netting, all of that. But I'm looking at the fact that you do sports, drone, and landfill netting structures. You've been in business for 25 years, government contracts. This is a whole lot more complicated than I had anticipated.
Yes,
What in the world do you all do, and how did you get into this? Because you're the owner.
I am the owner, but my husband was the one that started this business actually back in '97.
Okay.
That little quick backstory, he's from Canada. He was a high voltage specialist and he hung wires and did a very dangerous job. A gentleman approached him and said, "Hey, can you hang these nets on my structure here at Bellevue, Ontario?" And he's like, "Oh, I can do this." He said it was a nightmare. He said, I can figure this out better. So
Okay.
he did in a way.
Uh-huh.
He tried to break through in the States with this one company and they used him for like a year. And then finally Coca-Cola said, "Hey, you do a structure down here." And he went down there and ironically his dog's name was Pepsi at the time. And that was kind of like a,
Oh,
fun
that's
thing.
good.
Yeah. So, and then he just revamped it. So he went from golf. And then as time has gone on, property is getting smaller and smaller. So he built an enclosure structure for a company in New Jersey.
Hmm.
And they wanted to do drones. Drones are starting to become popular, and everybody wants to get in that field. And you can't just fly a drone. You have
Okay.
because you have like a small airspace. So the schools are having a UAV program,
Okay.
and with he calls them the cages, but these big, massive cages are like 50 to 150 feet tall, 30
Okay.
feet, 300 feet wide. This allows the student to fly the drone in that cage, snow, rain, wind, so that they can get used to flying the drone. And drones are not only for movies or for government, but they're using drones for every aspect of life now. And it's just taken off with that.
Oh, and I've seen it a lot with real estate, but I hadn't really thought about that when they're looking at learning how to use drones without losing it
Yeah.
or losing it completely.
hmm
Yes, you have to be able to cage it.
Yeah. But we have a beautiful company. We're in-house. We're a family-owned business.
Nice.
I've had the same crew for almost 25 years. My right-hand man, Sean Zuba, he's 25 years with my husband doing this. And
Wow.
everything is in-house. We have a real warranty. It's a one-page warranty. It's very black and white. We custom make the netting in Tarpon.
Now, what is this kind of netting that you have in front of you?
It's either polyester or nylon, depending on the
Okay.
application. But we get the rope raw, so it's in a big spool.
Okay.
We get the twine raw, so you have to put them on a needle. And then we get the netting in a big bale. So everything is custom made. So yes, this might be for a structure like this that's in New Jersey, but if someone needed a net for their backyard or someone playing baseball in their backyard, we'll custom fit any size. And it could be like a 5.6
Oh.
by 9.8.
So if somebody's a golfer and they
Mhm.
want to practice in their backyard,
Yeah.
you can put up a mini golf range
Yeah.
for them to be able to practice their drive.
Yeah.
How cool is
So-
that?
So then we have impact netting, so it's a little bit smaller, so
Okay.
because it's got to impact it. But a lot of people that are living on golf courses now,
Okay.
it's not the golf course's fault if the ball trespasses. So people are having to put netting in their backyard. So
Oh,
that's becoming
interesting.
a big thing lately.
Oh, that's interesting. I have realized people love to live on golf courses.
Yes, they do.
But yes, there's a liability issue.
There is.
Having something come crashing into your pool area or hit somebody, it's your problem.
Pool windows have
Oh,
been
that
wrecked.
true?
Yeah, there was a big lawsuit up north that the homeowner won and the golf course had to pay it. So golf courses are like going, okay, I've really got to fix this problem.
Okay. Let's go back to Pepsi and Coke again.
Okay.
Did he change the name of the dog?
So Kay brought us when my husband says, "Can I let my dog out for a quick pee?" And Kay and Mark goes, "Come on, Pepsi, let's go." And Kay brought us goes, "Oh, do you know who I am? I'm the vice president of Coca-Cola. I invented Powerade." And my husband's like, "Sorry."
He still got hired.
So he still got hired, and it was always a joke. So every year we did the PGA show in Orlando and the superintendent show. Kay Broadus came around. I said, "Okay, Kay, I have to tell you, we ended up buying another Bichon for my husband's parents, and her name was Coca-Cola, or Cola, because she had the Coca-Cola hands, like the big
Oh.
paws.
Oh,
They're
how
Bichons.
cute.
They look like little teddy bears.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, "I thank you for that." So we had Pepsi and Cola, and Mark had bought Pebbles for me. So they're our fur babies.
Oh, that's great. Now,
Yeah.
what kind of netting would Pepsi buy, or excuse me, Coca-Cola buy?
Basically the same thing. Our tallest structure we've ever done was
Okay.
150. We can go up to 180. We're actually building one for the government now in Pickaninny, New Jersey. That'll be 180 or 200 feet tall. So that's one of our bigger drone structures for the government.
Okay.
But this is a steel, so same application. But the funny thing is that we did wood at Coca-Cola.
Okay.
So Mark had put the wood poles in. He put the netting in. I think it was closest. Wood poles, highest you can go above grade is 73 feet. So I think they went 60 feet on that one, but I'm not 100% sure.
And that was to keep what in?
She had a golf course there just to keep the balls inside so they don't
Oh,
trespass
okay.
around. So it was all wood. And in Georgia, it's all wooded area.
Okay.
And Kay Broadus walks out. He goes, okay, Mark, when are you going to be done? I don't see anything. He goes, okay, the netting is up with the poles. It was so transparent.
Oh,
You couldn't
nice.
see it. So it's not like there's a big eyesore.
How
So-
beautiful.
I know, because when I met my husband, I was driving down Hillsborough Avenue and I saw this netting structure on the left-hand side. I'm like, oh, it looks pretty rough. And when he told me that's what he did, I'm like, but when I went to this particular job site in 98, I was blown away the heights of these poles and
And the
massive-
quality.
and the quality. Everything we do is top-notch. Powerline hardware.
Okay.
It's not stuff that you can buy at Home Depot.
Right.
This is power line grade. We're not the cheapest. We're not the most. We sometimes are the most expensive, but you get in quality. It doesn't go in our back pocket.
And that warranty that you've got as well. I mean, you get what you pay for.
Correct, you do. So we've had when Hurricane Charlie hit Sanibel, our structure was the only structure lasting on the island.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Where was it located?
Sanibel Island down in Florida.
Okay, but is where I'm on my way down there in the next couple of weeks, so I'm gonna, I'll have to get with you and find out where that is and see if I
Yeah.
can go find that.
So, so you see the quality of the poles being put in correctly, the correct anchors, like they're power line anchors. So all the power lines you see, they're actually held down very strongly, and with the right cabling. It's not aircraft cable; it is power line grade cable.
Interesting. I'll have to. My counterpart down there
Yeah.
was very involved in all of that rebuilding that's going on. I'll have to check with him on that,
Yeah.
and we'll talk some more off camera for that.
Sure.
Landfill netting structures. What do you do for landfill?
Landfill is trying to keep the trash from blowing out. We haven't done so much of those as much as we put netting around prisons. And our biggest contract we had was for South Carolina,
Oh, no kidding.
and it was to keep contraband out of the prison system.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
People just throw it in.
they just throw it in. They'll run up to because the fence is only 10 feet tall. They can run and just take a gamble and throw it over. Well, we put netting and poles around the prisons, and it's worked. 98% of the contraband does not get in. So now our next project is going to be North Carolina jails.
This is fascinating, and we're almost out of time. I told you it was going to go really fast. If somebody wants to get in touch with you to get a personal netting like for their backyard, how do they get in touch with you?
Either the website, or you can give us a call at 727-938-4448, or just go to the website, golfrangesetting.com, and we can custom fit any net that you need.
And you'll see all of those on there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I've got a whole lot more questions. We'll get those later.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Stay tuned. We'll be back with another guest here shortly. Hey, welcome back, everybody. We are here with our next guest, Julia Bodwell, who owns the Gilded Page in downtown Tarpon. It's on the second floor of a building in Main Street. What's the address there? Because it's a little difficult to find, but boy, once you find it, you don't want to leave.
Yeah, so we're kind of tucked away. We're right on Main Street, 155 East Tarpon Ave. So it's a two-story yellow building, and we actually are relocating in about a month. So we'll be there through the end of October, and then we're moving one street over. So we'll have a bigger space with better accessibility on the downstairs
Oh,
floor.
okay.
So we'll be
Oh.
at 123 East Court Street, early November.
Very good. Oh, old-fashioned bookstore. That's right after my heart.
Yeah.
I'm one of these people and here's some of your texts, your books that you've got there. Walking in there just gave me a thrill because it's floor to ceiling books. And I don't read digital books. I go to the library or I buy them or I pick them up and I sit and I love to curl up in the corner of the couch and read.
I'm the same way.
And I just knew that when I walked in there. But what's cool about this is you've got all kinds of stuff in there. I mean, full service bookstore that book clubs and all this. Just talk about it. I mean, it's exciting to me. You
Yeah,
get
thank you. Yeah, it's very exciting. We of course we sell books. We do exclusively new at the moment, and then we also sell a lot of gift items. But we do a lot of events as well because I really want to build that community and bring people in, and that's really what sets an indie bookstore apart from the big box stores. Is I personally curate every single title that we bring in, whether I've read it myself or I read a lot of reviews about it. And, I think that the customers will like it. And then, just building events that I think people will be interested in, book clubs, trivia nights. We bring in some local authors to do signings, story time, all that sort of stuff.
That was something when I was looking on your website, because I remember so well doing the ribbon cutting, and it was just not that long ago.
Yeah.
And you're already moving. I mean,
Yeah. We have this opportunity for, a bigger and better space and more
That's-
accessible. That's a big deal to us as well, being on the second floor without an elevator. Not everyone can access us. So I'm excited to be able to reach more people on the ground level.
that'll be great. But I saw that you have several book clubs. They really intrigued me. The Silent Book Club.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
I kind of call that one like a book club for introverts, which I'm a very extroverted introvert. So for me, that's great because you just bring your book and you read for an hour silently. And then we, have book discussions
with a group of
share.
other people.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you're there with others, but you're doing your own separate thing, reading your book, and everyone's reading different books, and we share recommendations every month. What did you read last month that was great? What's coming up that you're excited about? So there's no pressure to have finished a specific book. It's just whatever book you're reading.
And why did you buy that book in particular? And yes. And that would be good. Well, this author does the following, and he has a whole series.
Yeah. So it's a really very low key book club, because you don't have to have finished a specific book. A lot of people will come and they're just starting a new book, so they'll talk about what did they just finish and how did they like it, and of course we'll check in after the hour of reading, like, oh, how's it going? Are you interested? Are you into it? Is it picking up? So it's a lot of fun.
Oh, that is neat. And the other one that I saw, Banned Books Book Club.
Yes. So that one actually came organically back in the spring when there was some controversy with The Bluest Eye being banned in some local schools. And so everyone was interested in reading it. And we actually were able to have the teacher whose class it was banned from come and speak. And then so from there, it just sort of snowballed, and every month people wanted this banned book club. So, we read a book every month, and then we come together. We actually had our meeting last night for September, and just talk about the book and just enjoy the literature and discuss why it might have been banned and how we feel about those topics.
Interesting, and that you had that teacher there as well.
Yeah.
That's wow, what great connections you've got. And then the local author book club. And then you have a local author that talks with that as well?
Yeah, so that's a new one that we just started. We're going to our third month of that. So we'll read their book, and then they come to the meeting and kind of give us the behind the scenes scoop on, the story itself and how they were inspired to write it. And we can ask them any questions about it. So it's really a lot of fun. And, people can make those connections with local authors and the artists that live right in our town.
And do these book clubs meet monthly, or do they meet a little bit longer than that?
Yeah, we meet once a month. So each club has a designated day and time that we meet once a month. So all of that's on our website. You can register. And
you and I are going to have to talk some more about this. This is something I could really get into, and I forget because there's so few independent bookstores any longer.
Yeah.
Are there other book clubs that I don't have notes
So
in?
as of now, those are the three that we do. Yeah.
And what's it cost to be on one of those book clubs?
So the Silent Book Club, it's just show up. The other two, you have to register, and then we just ask that you purchase the book to attend, and that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's very good.
Yeah.
Oh, how nice. And you don't have to write a report. You can
No.
verbally do a report.
Yeah.
And I know your background is as a teacher, so
Yeah.
that was a little bit of a poke.
Yeah. And that was kind of why I wanted to include book clubs. I used to do those with my students, and
Okay.
it was a lot of fun. So
Very good. Now, you have Stuffy Storytime with Creation Station Arts.
Mhm.
What in
So-
the world?
we want to offer story time, for our younger readers. And as we build that, client base of families with small children, we'll probably offer more often. Right now, we're doing it once a month. And we partner with Creation Station Arts because they do programming locally already. So they have a following of families. And so they've offered to do that for us once a month for free. And families can bring their preschool aged kids, and it's a half an hour. They do a story and song. and dance. So it's really fun to see the kids, get all into it.
Story, song, and dance.
Yeah.
Is what day of the week is that, or does it vary?
It's always a Friday morning at 10 a.m. So right now we're just doing it once a month. I think the next one we have scheduled for the end of October. I think it's the 27th.
Is there a charge for that?
No, that's a free event.
How does someone find out about all of these?
So everything is on our website. I also send out a monthly newsletter with all of our events. And then, of course, I'm very active on social media, Facebook and Instagram. So
Okay.
anyone can just follow us there or sign up for our newsletter, check our website. I put it in a lot of places so people will know.
The Stuffy Storytime just has me
Yeah.
smiling because I'm picturing all these little midgets.
And they
just
bring
do-
their stuffed animals. Yeah. So that's the stuff.
That was the other thing,
Yeah.
the stuffed animals,
Yeah.
because I thought, what does this mean?
Yeah.
Stuffy noses?
Mhm.
Because that
No,
usually comes
some
with
of them
kids.
maybe.
It comes with kids. So then if they get tired, then they can just roll over and take a nap on their stuffy animal.
And we keep it very short. It's just a half an hour. By partnering with Creation Station Arts, those two ladies, they're great. They're former preschool teachers, so they know their clientele. They know how
Okay.
long they can keep them engaged
Okay.
for. So just a short half hour, nice way, for families to bring their kids out to socialize.
Very good. I mean, I'm again, just smiling. You have a lot of consignments for local authors, I see as well.
Yes. So
Who do
we
you have up there that's interesting right now?
We've got a lot of, we bring in a lot of local authors, and then we have several local artists as well. And I just started a bookstore blog. So we just interviewed yesterday a local artist, Ali Kalor of Alleyway Designs. So she does a lot of spiritual and natural art. So we have some of her stickers and some of her prints. And then we actually just brought in a recent artist, Kit Fox Art. She does comics. So we have some comics of hers in as well. And then, of course, all of the local authors.
What kind of comics? Is it comic books or is it
Yeah,
published?
so she creates her own like mini comic books. Yeah,
Oh, okay, interesting.
yeah.
Where does one buy those?
So you can come in the store and buy them,
Okay.
and then I think she sells them. I want to say on Etsy as well. So
Okay.
we always tag.
But you've always got her latest and greatest.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, great. So the local artists consignments, you don't just do one a month. You'll do multiple ones.
So we have the consignment program for local authors, and so their books would be on the shelf, for that 90-day consignment period, and then we will
Okay.
renew, so they can, they'll just be on the shelf indefinitely. And then sometimes we'll do like art fairs or author book fairs. We have one coming up where we'll bring many of them together in person, so you can come and meet them and pick their brain.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
that's so much fun.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're down to the last few seconds.
Oh my goodness!
And I know I told you it was going to go
Yeah.
really fast, but it's like if someone wants to come and find you right now, where do they go?
So we're still going to be located at 155 East Tarpon Ave on the second floor, and we'll be there through the end of October, and then we'll be in our new space.
And
early
what are your
November.
hours?
So we're open 6 days a week. We're closed on Wednesdays, but we open at 11 every other day, and then we close at 6 during the week, 7 on the weekends, and 4 o'clock on Sundays.
Great. Well, thank you, Julia.
Yeah, thanks, Jean.
And thank you all for joining us. We'll be right back. Again, hi, everybody. We're coming back to another wonderful guest, Lisa Mondock from Maddie Luce, one of my favorite shops. Again, one of my heart loves all of the beautiful things, but painted furniture. Tell me a little bit about how you came up with this, because your shop hasn't been there but about a year, correct?
Yep, a little over a year. June of 2022, we opened.
Okay.
So I started painting furniture about 7 years ago after we moved here from Pennsylvania. We sold most of our furniture and pieces. So we came down here and we needed furniture for our home. And I picked up a piece at a garage sale and thought, oh, let me just play around with this and see what I can do. And was like, wow, this is really fun. And I like the way this came out. I'm not horrible at this. And kind of just started doing pieces slowly, then started doing pieces for friends, and then worked part-time at a shop in Largo,
Okay.
did some consignment around here, and, kind of just one thing led to another, and felt like we were kind of ready to take the next step. So, yeah, just went full on with a retail shop.
Well, you walk in your shop and it's not just painted furniture, it's all the stuff that goes with it and the unique things like this. The
Right.
centerpiece is just wonderful.
Thank you.
And then the pieces that we have seen that have come up on the screen. I mean, it's got such a great feel. You've got candles, and you've got centerpieces, painted furniture, mirrors,
Yep.
photographs.
We have a little bit of everything home decor wise, and all the home decor is new. So the furniture is secondhand. We find that and redo it. And we have pieces on the floor that I have not done yet. So you could come in and say, well, hey, I love this dresser, but I don't like the color. I want it this way, and I can do that for you. But then all the home decor is new. We have some local consignment items, and then the rest I order. And then we have a lot of gift shop items too. So
I get more ideas every time I walk in there. It's like, oh, I never thought
Yeah.
about that. One of the pieces that I know was up on the screen was the white Tommy Bahama end tables. And I think we're all used to seeing Tommy Bahama and the carved pineapples, but you looked at it through a completely different lens. First of all, you painted it white, and then you accented the design on it with, was it a navy?
It's actually black wax. So I just took the black
Okay.
wax, and yeah, those carvings I knew we got to make those stand out and shine.
Uh-huh.
So just went with the black wax and put it in all those crevices and wiped off most of it. So you just see it on
Subtly.
all the definition in the carved
So
parts of it.
if I have a piece of furniture that I moved here with, and it looks like my grandmother's antique dresser,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and I'm thinking of a piece, I can talk to you about it, bring you a picture. We can decide maybe what to do with it and then what it would cost to do that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm working on getting on the website like a page with base prices for custom work.
Okay.
Just so people can check that out and it's available. But yeah, we do a lot of custom furniture painting and refinishing. And the grandma's attic piece is, what people always come in with. I have this piece. It's been in my family for years. It has a lot of sentimental value, but it just looks very dated, and I would like it updated and refreshed. And those are my favorite pieces to do because they mean something to the person.
They have history.
They have history to them. They're made well. They tell a story. And so I love, those are my favorite projects to work on.
I have a bedside table that was my grandmother's tea table. So it's two-tiered and has this little interesting bottom part of it. And yes, I put 2 or 3 layers of paint on it to come up with something. But having a professional touch, which you now have from all of the practice, and your lens of looking at how does this thing really look? It's just one of those things that makes it a completely different level of, oh, wow. It's breathtaking sometimes when I see some of the stuff that you've done.
Oh, thank you.
Because,
Appreciate
for instance, that you have a piece up there that we saw on the screen that was bright blue. I would never have thought of that. And I can picture that piece that as brown or sitting in my aunt's home and thinking, oh, I would never have thought bright blue. But I'm looking at it, I'm going, of course. And I can know exactly where I could put something like that.
I know. And I love that piece too. And that piece, I was painting it again, kind of like the tables. I was working on them because my shop is small. So you come in, you'll see me painting in the middle of the shop because it is I don't
tiny.
have a lot of space to move around in there. And someone came in and saw it in like with the first coat and was like, I want that. Okay.
Wonderful. How do you get the word out to people to come in and take a look at where you are?
Well, I get that. Oh, I didn't know you were there. You're so hidden. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I try to post daily, almost every day.
Okay.
On the webpage, I post. I have an ad in the Beacon. I do that. I just
Okay.
paid for an ad in another local mailer. So just through all those ways, yeah.
When you do classes, get me some flyers because we would love to help put that out. You're right next to Johnny Grits on Klosterman. And that was how I had discovered y'all.
Right. And the classes are that's taken a different turn. Like originally, I didn't think I would do many classes because the space is small, but there's an interest for them. So I really had to think about, okay, how can I make this work in here? Basically, how I make it work is I clear out the center. So
Okay.
they're always after hours or on a day I'm closed. And we make it work and we have a lot of fun. So I started bringing in other instructors to teach different things. And it seems it's moving in a really positive direction. So
And the
I'm
classes
constantly
are
thinking-
small.
They are. Yeah. It depends what we're doing. Like painting, I can only do like 4 or 5 people. We just had a candle making class on Friday night. That was a lot of fun. And we
Oh.
could do 10 for that because you don't need a lot of space.
So candle
So-
making, not just painting. What other kinds of classes?
So I had the candle maker come in, and we've done several months of epoxy classes. I have another local business that comes in. We've done Lazy Susans with an ocean pour with paint and epoxy, and
Okay.
then we just did wine glasses on Sunday. So, and I'm slowly reaching out to more and more makers to kind of get different people in to teach different things. It's a great way to bring people into the shop, to spend time with the community, and really just have fun together.
So if the husband is watching the football
Right.
or basketball or something you're not interested in, what a great Sunday afternoon
Mhm.
thing to do if you have a class going.
Yeah, it's fun to go with a friend. Or I tell people who say, well, I don't know if I have someone to sign up with. Well, come on your own and make some new friends.
Great way to meet people with like interests too.
It is. It is. So we've been really enjoying that. And it's kind of, I never really thought I'd be going in that direction, but it's been a lot of fun. So we're going to keep going with it.
That's true. Where did the name Maddie Lou come from?
It's my daughter's names combined. My oldest daughter's Madeline. My younger daughter's Lucy. And way back before I ever thought about having a furniture store, I always had in my mind I was going to have an ice cream shop someday. And I'm like, oh, it's the perfect name for an ice cream shop, old-fashioned ice cream parlor. And maybe someday we will do that. Who knows? But when I wanted to open the shop, I was like, okay, it's going to be Maddie Lou's. So that's how I came up with it.
Because several people said to me, oh, I met Maddie Lou.
I know, and sometimes I don't correct people. I'm like, sure, I'm Maddie Lou.
Because we'll have sometimes people will walk into the chamber and we'll tell them, where to go. Have you been here? And this one's a little off the beaten path. Oh, I met her. Maddie Lou is just great.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, no, I'm actually Lisa. But other times I'm like, sure, I can be Maddie Lou.
Well, I love the fact that you repurpose things, but the seasonal decorations that you had in there. Now, what have you got going on for Halloween? That's the thing I always forget about. And then I walk in and go, oh, yes, because they're right there on furniture and they're not sitting in the big box store on shelves.
Right. So we have a good bit of autumn and Halloween out right now. I'm from Pennsylvania, so fall is my most favorite time of the year to decorate for. So I've got all the pumpkins, I've got some spooky stuff, fall scented candles, some jewelry. Like this is more of like a farmhouse and muted autumn with the pumpkins. That's really
pretty.
popular for the colors around here. And I even have some like coastal colored pumpkin woodblock art because a lot of people do the beachy coastal decor here.
Yeah, they do. But
Yeah.
you can get tired of that too. And swapping it out with some of this other more subtle stuff is great because I don't think about that till I walk into some place like yours.
Right.
And this is pretty. And
Thank
you
you.
could do a variety of things with that.
Well, that's great. I like to tell customers invest in like good lanterns or a good piece of greenery, and then you can change out what you put in the lantern season to season. There's so many different ways you can update it you can have it for fall, and then you can take that out and maybe put in like some pine cones and green garland with the candle. Now it's all set for Christmas into winter. And then floral
guess
for
what?
spring.
We can get set for Halloween, Christmas because we're out of time.
Oh,
We're so involved in this, I completely lost track of time. Thanks for joining me.
thank you for having me.
We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. And we now have something very serious, but also something very interesting. United Metabolic Treatment Centers, Bill Olive and George Hurtis are here as our guests. One of the things that I was looking at on your website is it says, we understand the challenges that come with managing diabetes. And we see advertisements on this all the time. And most of us have diabetes in our family. That's why we offer a groundbreaking approach with InSolutions, a patented system, et cetera, et cetera. How did you two get into this before we go into what exactly is all of this? You both have medical backgrounds?
Yeah, I'm a type 2 diabetic. I
Okay.
was a type 2, I shall say. And I was heading in the wrong direction. About 8 or 9 months ago, I had all kinds of complications with diabetes.
Okay.
I had kidney issues. I had high fasting sugars. My A1C was 8.6.
Oh, my.
And I was looking for something. And at one point, I even had 2 stents put in. So I said, diabetes is getting the best of me. So I went to a couple of seminars, and I met a person that convinced me I should take a look at this treatment. So I actually had to drive up to St. Augustine to get my treatments.
Oh, that's a drive.
That's a long 3.5-hour drive. But I can honestly say today, in fact, my endocrinologist told me last month that she really doesn't even consider me a diabetic anymore.
No kidding.
Yeah, my A1C is 5.9. My fasting blood sugar in the morning without medication, I don't take any medication now, is about 110. And my eyesight got better. I mean, all kinds of things. And my kidney functions are absolutely normal.
And how long has this been?
8 months. 8 months since I started the treatment. So when I went through that process, I knew that we had to, expand this. And so we opened up one of the first standalone clinics to treat diabetes here in Tarpon Springs. And we're excited and we're passionate about helping people. And we've got a lot of people down there that have really, really benefited from our treatment.
These are some of the things. George,
Yes.
how did you get involved in all of this?
Well, Bill's a personal friend of mine, and when he started to open this up, I joined in. I have no regrets doing so. I was actually full-time retired and came out of retirement to help do this, but it works. It works. Talking to our patients, after 4 or 5 treatments, they will tell you themselves how much better they feel. They haven't felt this good in 20 years. Nails grow back, hair grows, neuropathy is gone in a matter of weeks. Lessens the chance of actually losing a limb to diabetes by less than 20%.
Yeah, the more that I have looked into diabetes, and we have a little bit of that in my family, it's amazing how it can just take over your body. And, you can't always control it with diet and exercise either.
No,
It's with medication.
That's been the treatment for the last 40 years is medication, diet, and exercise. And during that period of time, diabetes has expanded to almost pandemic. It's about 1 out of 3 people in the United States today are either pre-diabetic or diabetic.
So what is this InSolutions program? How is it different?
Very, very simply, what we've done, and this is a patented process that has been approved by Medicare, and what we have done is we actually use insulin as a hormone instead of a drug. A typical diabetic...
Say that again?
Yeah. We use insulin as a hormone instead of as a drug.
Okay.
We microdose insulin during a process that takes about 2.5 hours. And it basically starts to program the pancreas back to the stage when it was working the way it's supposed to work. Insulin resistance has been created with most type 2 diabetics. And that's because the insulin is not being produced in the pancreas at the right times. And it floods the blood, and the receptors on the cells don't take in the glucose, and you have what we call insulin resistance. And we have beaten that insulin resistance with this treatment. And our people are, we see people with probably 40% of the time they don't need the drugs that they were taking anymore.
Okay. That saves money, also makes you healthier.
Right. 95% of the time we eliminate neuropathy, which is a terrible thing for people. They can't walk. We see people come in, they can't feel anything below their knees.
Oh, dear.
And, it's just an amazing treatment. And we are very passionate about it, and we're very happy to help people. So it's if you have diabetes, you really need to take a look at this because the other treatments are just not working.
So if I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, wow, I want to try this, how do I go about get in touch with you guys, make an appointment, and where are you located?
We're located on alternate 19, right across the street from Advent Health, Tarpon Springs Hospital. We're in the Green Dolphin Complex, business complex.
That business complex right
Yes,
there.
We're right in there. You can find our website. It's on the screen up here. Also,
Okay.
our phone number, give us a call. Free consultation. Come on down. We can do everything. We draw blood, have it tested. We also do wound care, deep vein treatments, some weight loss shots, some vitamin infusions.
Okay, so it's all.
It's not just diabetes, but that's our main target.
That's our main thrust.
But
absolutely.
you have weight loss.
Yeah, see, one of the main drugs for diabetics is Ozempic. Everybody sees Ozempic on the
That's exactly what I was thinking.
yeah, and it's an amazing drug for weight loss. Just been approved by the FDA for weight loss. So we use that also. We have people coming in just for weight loss also.
And what were the other 2 or 3 things you were talking about? That also vitamins?
Oh, yeah, we do some vitamin infusions and then deep vein leg treatments. When the veins don't work correctly, we can correct
What kind
that.
of treatments? What kind of treatments on the veins? What does
We
how does
do
that work?
ablations.
Okay.
And they're actually performed in the office. We have a certified vein tech, and we have nurse practitioners. We have a great medical staff, just a fantastic medical staff. Our medical director is a cardiologist,
Okay.
John Forsella, in the area, who's
Okay.
well known. And we do the vein treatments there in the office. We also do wound care because diabetics have wounds.
Because the healing process is slowed, is what I
Yes.
understand.
Yeah, it's very slow, and it's amazing. We have skin subs that we use, and we've seen people that have been fighting wounds for a year or so, actually heal up in 4 to 6 weeks. So it's amazing what we can do. Because we're healing from the inside with the treatment, the insulin treatment, and we're also using skin subs on the outside, which are kind of cutting edge technology for wound care.
Okay. And what I'm trying to get this in my head. Using insulin as a hormone,
Right.
so it goes in slower, stimulates the pancreas so that the pancreas is acting normally again, or
We
almost
actually
normal.
mimic the pancreas.
Okay.
We infuse this every 4 to 8
Oh.
minutes like the pancreas is supposed to. And the body reacts. And we've seen, take me, for example, I don't take any medications at all now. And my blood sugar is handled by my pancreas now. And before it was just running muck, 200 or 300, blood sugars. Now it's 100, 110.
And everybody's different, so they get labs at first, and
yep,
everything
everything's
is
different. Correct.
customized, and it's covered by insurance, I'm hearing.
Yes, it is. It's covered in most cases by insurance. Medicare covers it.
Medicare.
TRICARE covers. Most commercial insurances cover it. And also Medicare Advantage PPOs cover it.
No kidding.
Yep.
Well, again, we are down to the last few seconds. So you've given just enough information that I think people are going to be really interested. Now, how do they get in touch with you? What is the phone number?
It's 727-234-9100.
And if they want to know more on your website,
Yeah, just call us and we'll be glad to set up a consultation, free consultation.
okay. And then the website is on the bottom of the screen here. And there's lots of information on that. But thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Very exciting breakthrough with stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we'll see you back.
Hey, everybody, we're back. And you know what, Gene? You did an absolutely phenomenal job.
Thank you. I had a good teacher after all of these years.
I know Barbara was awesome, wasn't she?
Oh, John. Yes, Barbara, actually really good.
I love Barbara.
And I love Barbara.
I miss
but you're
Barbara.
good. You're good at pointing out, you can do this a little differently or that a little differently. And you never say better. You always say differently.
Differently.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, thank
Okay.
you.
That's
Anyway, speaking of thank yous,
So yeah, so it's your turn. I get to talk to you, and so you want to talk about you're going to talk about all your good old sponsors because
yeah,
they're
because that's the thank you. That's the thank you I need to do.
yes.
And we've got our corporate sponsors that I thank every single month. And I thank them every single week as well when we're paying bills. But this is what keeps the chamber going. Platinum sponsor, Advent Health, North Pinellas. Thank you guys. You're awesome. We're going to be having a segment in here for a whole hour coming up. That'll be great stuff. Platinum, Advent Health. Silver, we have Ameriprise Financial and Peterson. And I have Edward Jones Financial, which is Rich Lundell, and Flagship Bank in Tarpon. Thank you, guys. This is great sponsorship. This is what keeps us going. We're growing, John. 61 new members.
I was going to ask you, how is your goal?
My goal is 75 for the year. We have 61 new members.
Nice.
So far this year, growing. And, we've got new activities. We're changing things up a bit.
So if I'm a small business watching today, what does it cost for me to be a member of the Chamber of Commerce in
Um,
Tarpon Springs?
1 to 5 members, it will cost you $275 for the entire year.
For the year?
We can also bill you for that monthly, which is about $23
What?
monthly.
You do monthly now?
We do
So
monthly.
they got to put a credit card on file,
They-
so it automatically
and it just
hits, right?
automatically at the
Okay.
end of the month. And we have quite a number of our new businesses or small businesses, which, have less than five or less employees. That works out really well for them.
That is good.
It is really pretty good.
$23 a month. So $25 a month
Yeah.
to be a member.
Yeah.
Oh
exactly.
my God, that's great.
Yeah. And we cover the credit card fee on that simply because
What?
we know what happens when businesses
So why
are
don't you
getting
just make
started.
that just a flat 25 instead of $23? That would drive me insane.
Well, it's one of those things where the computer does it.
Oh,
You
okay.
take the month, you take
Oh,
the
so it does
annual,
it for you. Okay,
and
I
it's
got
and
you.
it does it for us. And it's quite honestly, it's 50 cents.
It is.
I can do that for my
you
members.
can
I
handle
can
that.
do that absolutely. So, but we've got that going, and then the next level is 285. But one of the things that
Wait a
we
minute. So if you go 5 or more, it's only $285. So it's only like $30 more.
that's from 5. That is from 5 to 10.
Yeah, I know, but it's only like $35,
Yeah,
$30.
it is. Yeah.
That's
But that's the majority of our members.
insanely cheap.
That's a majority of our members. The other one was
Okay.
nonprofit is 200, and that doesn't go by
Really?
employees. It's just the fact that they're
Just
a
a
nonprofit,
nonprofit.
501c3, and we have quite a number of those.
Okay.
And churches as well fall into that category, even though
Right.
they're a different C. We include them in that.
Do you have a lot of churches that join the chamber?
I have 10.
No, you do not.
Yes, I do.
What? Well, I know the Greek church.
The Greek
I know
church
they're, yeah.
and the Greek Community Center, 2 different memberships
Oh,
because they're 2
really?
different businesses within that
Oh, that's right.
organization.
There's 2 different
St.
entities.
Ignatius is one of them. Church on the Bayou, the Unitarian Church.
Wow.
I mean, just and basically the church, all the churches in the area are.
So all you need now is 14 more people, and you've hit your goal.
Yeah, it'll happen.
And that's only you got. What do you got? 3 more months? 4 more months?
Yeah, it'll
Oh, that's
happen.
awesome.
It'll happen.
You
And
got this.
one of the other things we've got that we instituted that I brought from my previous chamber is if you're a real estate agent,
Yeah.
you can join for $100
Really?
for the year. Now you can't do that one monthly, but
not the branch, but just
the individual.
individual.
What it is
Wow.
it's basically an individual membership which was set up for retirees.
Okay.
And at my last chamber, I had a number of organizations, real estate organizations. That, no, we're not going to do this. Oh, I said, but individual realtors really get great exposure from this.
Right.
So I set them up as individuals, and we've done that here. And because when you buy real estate, you go with the person.
Yeah.
Not necessarily with the company.
Yeah. I may not like the brand that they're
Mhm.
under, but I love that person.
And that person can change brands
Yes.
as well. And so that was my brain was going, I don't want to lose the
Oh,
individual
no.
because you have that personal
Right.
relationship.
Exactly.
And, it was one of those things, okay, this makes sense
Makes
to me.
sense. Right.
And we have, so then Property Partners came out of that,
Oh, that's awesome.
which is our third Tuesday of the month, and at 3:00 at the Wine Society. So we get realtors and everybody who wants to be involved in real estate. So, one of these ideas just kind of like, oh, let's try this. Let's try this.
Next thing you know, they just. They
They do. It's
That's
so much
awesome.
fun.
So what do you got going on? Because we're like running out of time
Oh,
now.
good grief, we are. We've
Yep.
got all of our normal stuff. First Wednesday
Make sure you
breakfast.
have mics over there because you keep leaning over. and you're killing me.
Okay. First Wednesday of the, see, you're so good to me.
I know.
First Wednesday of the month, we have breakfast at the chamber and I cook. And I
Ooh.
understand people like it. It's pretty good. There's
I heard one of your guests then when they came in, and someone says, I think they're new, right? The one,
Yeah.
the guild, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I go to the breakfast. I love it."
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, "But Jean's cooking,"
Yeah.
and she's like, "It's really good."
And she
I'm like,
says, I
"Wow."
don't cook, but I'll help you clean up. And so she always does.
Bless her heart.
I know. It's great. Second Wednesday, we have new Power Hour luncheon.
Okay.
Our ambassadors is sponsoring this and organizes it. It is a brochure exchange,
Wow.
something that they were doing up here in Pasco County.
Right.
And one of chairman of my ambassadors said, let's try this. And we came up with a name and put it out to the ambassadors and came back with Power Hour. That is
Power
the second
Hour.
Wednesday of the month. It's at Shaka. That's new. That'll be starting
Is it
this
Shaka
month.
or Shaka?
Shaka, I
Shaka.
believe.
Shaka.
Thank you. Yes. So,
Shaka.
and that's new. So
Yeah.
so we won't have a speaker. It'll be everybody gets up and does it. And one of our ambassadors is the sponsor every month, and they get a full minute and a half.
Nice.
So it really showcases the ambassadors, but it's
Okay.
bring
All right.
bring your tchotchkes, bring your swag, and also your brochures and stuff. And then we talked about property partners on the third Tuesday. Third Wednesday, we now have a new breakfast at the Bayou. It's called Breakfast at the Bayou Bistro.
Is
So
that the one that used to be? It's in the little alley cafe there.
yes, it
Okay.
used to be in the old theater.
Okay.
And they finally have joined. They had, different things going on in there in the mornings. And we ended up third Wednesday of the month. We
My
had
first studio
27
ever. My first studio ever
was in that building.
was in that building.
I remember you telling
Yeah.
me that.
And I was in the production room.
It's one of those
That's very cool.
very nostalgic
Yep.
places and great breakfast. Fourth Wednesday this month is going to be Ghouls and Goblins or Gals and
Oh.
Goblins.
Oh, Gals and Goblins. Okay.
It's going to be at 1 at the docks. It's the fourth Wednesday. It's our happy hour, but it's the theme. And of course, last year, oh my gosh, the pictures were fabulous. I had dark hair. I was Cleopatra.
You are not.
I had
Oh, that's awesome.
dark hair, and and several people looked at me, and somebody finally said, dark hair does you no favors.
Oh my! Wow, you're
That's
my
how-
friend.
That's how well I get along with my members. So
Okay.
anyway, we've got ribbon cuttings coming up. We forgot when Marku Medical was here. That's
Yep.
coming up on the 18th of this month in another week. And it's awesome.
Yep.
Good stuff. And so
And all this is on the website, right?
it's all on the website,
Awesome.
and it's also on Facebook. We also are going to do Conworld's Emporium. They have their 1 year anniversary.
Wow, she's been open for a
She's
year.
been open for that
That's
long.
amazing.
Yep. Art Festival, Visitor's Guide, and the Christmas Parade are all things that we've got
When
coming
is the
up.
Christmas parade?
Christmas Parade is December 9th,
Okay.
Saturday, 10 o'clock. Applications went out this week.
We're gonna stream that live.
I would like
All
to.
right.
So I'm looking forward to that. And I'll wear my little bow in my hair with my
And that's just-
fascinator.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so. That's one of the best times.
We'll get Joy on camera,
Oh,
our new
yeah.
membership person. It will
Yeah.
be fun.
Okay. All right.
It'll be great.
All right.
It'll be
So
awesome.
I'm going to shut you down because we only got 10 seconds left. Thank you for watching. If you want to know where all this great stuff is coming from, go to their website, tarponsprings.chamber.com, and we will see everybody next week on My Chamber TV.